Hello, this is TeachSmith, and I firstly just wanted to quickly say thank you so much for all the continuing support. But let's start the video. What is the Prelude about? Top tip, before I get into the actual content of the poem, when you are comparing two poems, as you have to do for this essay if you're AQA, you must start your essay with a clear, focused comparison. Some may call this a line of argument or a response to the question directly, which you must do as well. But essentially, don't try and write everything and about the poems and have a really clear idea of how you're going to compare the poems from the start. And I'll show an example of that later in the video. So some important context, the Romantics. The Romantics believed in the importance and power of nature and something called the sublime. So what that means is you might be in a beautiful landscape, you might have climbed up a large hill or even a mountain, you might be looking at a beautiful lake, you might be on a glacier, and you might be overwhelmed at the beauty of nature and at the power of nature. It's not just pretty, it's not just nice, you're overwhelmed by it. It's so beautiful. Now, Wordsworth was a romantic poet, so he believed in these things as with other things, and he lived in the Lake District, which is very, very important to understanding the poem. So this is my interpretation of the poem as a metaphor for humanity. So firstly, you have the willow tree. Now this can be interpreted as the Garden of Eden. So when men and women were innocent, according to the Christian tradition, and there was no corruption at all. The boat that he steals, and again the idea of stealing it links to an idea that can be knowledge, something corrupt, something wrong or bad. As the man is rowing across the lake, that can be the history of human innovation, technology, progress, which at first doesn't seem so bad, but then it goes too far. Man becomes too prideful, man becomes too arrogant. So he fixes his view on the stars, and it's the idea of the stars representing human ambition, representing dreams. But before he can reach the stars, the peak rises up, and the peak is nature showing that it cannot be controlled, nature pushing back, nature imposing limits upon human beings, nature showing that it is essentially in control. And this experience is so overwhelming that the man in the boat is driven back, and he is haunted and disturbed by this experience. So this is just my interpretation, a way of understanding the journey of the poem. This is what I was referring to at the start of the video with my top tip. Wordsworth and Shelley, both romantic poets, so immediately including context, explore the power of nature in the Prelude and Ozymandias. In the Prelude, the peak may represent the vast and overwhelming power of nature, and that nature can never be fully conquered or controlled by man. In Ozymandias, the ruined statue stands as a symbol of one ruler's mistaken belief that he could overcome nature and become immortal. So a quick video from me, and thank you very much for watching. This has been TeachSmith. Thank you very much.